Welcome back to Sitting Pretty in Chaos with Kai. Okay, in this episode, y'all, we're going to continue to talk on, is it a betrayal or is it preparation? Okay, in the last episode, we talked about how it is an example of a betrayal I went through as a friend. I experienced it from an old friend. Okay, but now we finna go ahead and see when it comes to the romantic relationship, okay? Or, I guess you could say friend, okay? So let's go ahead and jump into the story time. So, I have an ex. Let's call my ex John, okay? It's giving John Q. Let me stop playing with y'all. So, let's call this ex John, right? Now, me and John, we've been knowing each other since we was jits, okay? Since we've been young, we've known each other, okay? We've conversed over the years here and there, but we never really got back in a relationship, okay? Let's just say John ended up hitting me up, right? Send me a little DM. I ignored John, okay? The reason why I ignored John, because first of all, I had too much stuff going on myself, okay? I had time to worry about John, Sue, and Sally either, okay? So one day I was meditating, I was praying, and obviously I'm on my healing journey, and God just said, hey, remember John sent you that DM? You need to respond. And in my head, I'm like, Lord, what am I responding for? But then I realized at that time, I just felt like if anybody needed some type of healing or clarity on how I treated them or anything from past or any trauma, why would I not give people whatever clarity, whatever healing that they need for them to be able to move on to be the best version of themselves? I'm one of those type of people where it's like, whatever you want to know, ask me and I'm going to give you your answer. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be transparent. So I reached out to John. John, we, caught up a little bit. We pretty much discussed as to, what John's stance was and where my stance was. Okay. At that time, John had like a girlfriend. Okay. So for me, I'm very much so, if you up in a relationship, I don't want no parts. Okay, I ain't got no problems with you, ain't no beef, but I don't got time to be dealing with nobody. Because it's just too much drama, And I'm not saying that I never, converse, with John, because I have, But for me, I wasn't even up on that. Okay, my thing was whatever healing you need, here it is. Okay, my experience with John at this time, I feel like, for me, for this type of betrayal, it was more emotional abuse as well as disrespect, definitely. Okay, when I tell you God came back and hit him in the pocket so deep, it didn't make no damn sense. Okay, so anyways, let's just say that. So what happened was like, so John, sometimes how people, guys that be wanting to try to, reminisce on what's going on up in the past, and I'm just like, yeah, we ain't up on this. Okay, whatever healing you need, cool. I'm gonna give you the clarity, X, Y, and Z. I don't have a problem with being cordial, but I got boundaries, so you need to respect those. Okay. At that time, John was, I guess his relationship was a little bit rocky. And I'm like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay. And I want no parts. Okay. Don't come at me until that situation is ends. John still wanted to basically still be friends, essentially. And so I told John that there's no reason for us necessarily to still be friends. For me, when I look at you as my friend, that means I can trust you. I can, get real advice for you. We can grow. We can work on ourselves, and we got faith and confidence in each other to where everybody want to be the best version of themselves. And I just don't know if that's what you was trying to give. You get what I'm trying to say? What was crazy was that I guess John tried to obviously come back up over here, okay, and try to find out, John wanted to still be with your girl. Let's just say that. John was still trying to check for your girl. And I was like, look, I ain't really up on that. If you trying to come at me, then you need to come correctly in whatever situation that you got going on, because I'm not trying to be in the middle of nobody's bullshit. Okay, get somebody else to do it. Okay. But you know what? I don't know what it is, but these niggas love to show and say that they got feelings when they got a relationship with somebody else. Cause what you telling me for? What you telling me all this for? What you think I'm gonna do? Wait, no. Get somebody else to do it. Maybe like a few weeks go past and John comes, and John is basically like, oh, him and his girlfriend's gonna work on their relationship X, Y, and Z. And I told John, I said, look, let's not get it confused. What I really honestly believe is that this is a time where you're supposed to be being by yourself. This is not about if me and you are supposed to be together, and it's not about if you and your girl or y'all supposed to be together. This is a time where you need to be by yourself, because it's given that you don't know who you are. Now, me and John, since I've known him since they was, since we was younger, I'm like, whoever this person you is now, it's like the core morals is no longer there. You get what I'm trying to say? So in my head, you don't need to worry about being in a relationship. You don't need to worry about no females. You don't need to worry about me. You need to worry about yourself. You need to worry about healing. You need to be worried about figuring out who is your relationship with God, because you got too much going on. You get what I'm saying? And John lost his mind. Okay? John lost his damn mind. Okay? Extremely disrespectful. John felt like he hated me, and John just thought like basically he ain't never want to talk to me no more. He was just so disrespectful, hung up on my face and everything. When I tell you, John didn't know what type of person I was. John did not know how God, my ancestors, how they don't play about me. Because shortly after that, John lost, I'll say well over 30K. After disrespecting me like that. After disrespecting me like that. You gonna disrespect me because you're upset because I say that we don't need to be friends? It's giving narcissist. It's given that you got other issues and that don't got nothing to do with me. And I knew, because at that time, the way that John dealt with conflict was not a way that I was accustomed to. It was very toxic. I had outgrown the toxic arguments and wanted to bicker, and I'm just like, that's just not how it works. This is why you have to be cautious when you're dealing with somebody. People try to play like they got foggy glasses on and that they don't know the value that certain things is, when they know what the value of who you are, what you bring to the table, your presence, everything. Child. We have to also realize that sometimes we put our friends and our family and our significant others on a pedestal. The truth is sometimes we have to face the truth and realize that everybody is not for you. You got to realize that sometimes people want you to be doing good, but they don't want you doing better than them. That's the truth. People want you to be doing good as long as you ain't doing better than them. So I recently had a betrayal. I'll just call their name Tom. So I had a family member that I felt like I felt like they disrespected me, and I felt like they betrayed me. Okay? Why? Because they disrespected me. Let's hop into the storyline for that one. For the people that don't know, so my great grandma, I call her Granny, that's my Gigi. She passed away in July of this year, 2024. Okay, now for the people that don't know, my little brother, he also passed away in June of 2023. So, anyways, while I was at my granny's funeral, everybody began, come there, and I didn't really think nothing of it. what's crazy is that this is somebody where I never thought that they was going to necessarily betray me per se or disrespect me, but at this point, I don't put nothing past nobody. Nothing surprises me at this point. Okay. And I feel like God gave me specific lessons for me to be able to pretty much, number one, be able to stand by myself. Okay. At this point, I don't trust nobody 100%. The only person that I trust 100% is myself and God. Because who can I believe in? God and myself. I know what I'm able to accomplish, and I know who I can lean on, and I know who ultimately will have my back 100%, 10 toes down, period, point blank. Okay. So anyways, I'm at my granny's, funeral, whatever, and I proceed to get ready to, exit because I was actually trying to get a copy of the obituary. Doing that, while I was walking back there, a family member, again, we're going to call this family member Tom. Okay. Tom calls me to get my attention or whatever. So of course I'm thinking like, oh, to just, the standard greeting, the check-in, the hug, because again, at the end of the day, we are at a funeral. So the family member starts the conversation by saying that they feel disappointed and sad and they feel some type of way because I haven't reached out to them. So in my head, I'm like, you want to have this conversation like right now? Like while we're in the middle of my granny's funeral, you want to have a conversation right now? And the person, Tom, was like, yeah. I said, yeah, no, we're not going to have this conversation. Okay. Now, this was an elder. Okay. But just because you're an elder, that doesn't mean that you are mature enough spiritually or have the awareness on how to deal with certain things in the future. You get what I'm saying? So, Tom continues and like, yeah, I ain't heard from you. Da, 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 da. And I'm just like, we could talk about this after the funeral, but what we're not gonna do is we're not gonna talk about this right now. And the person's like, yes, we are. Yes, we are. I said, no, we're not. And then Tom was like, but I still love you. I said, I still love you too. But I'm not finna deal with this. What we're not about to do this. What I'm not about to do is deal with your disrespect. That's what we're not gonna do. Don't think because you reach a certain age that means it's okay for you to disrespect everybody. Because let me tell you something. I don't care when it comes to me. I don't care who you are. I don't knowingly and intentionally try to disrespect nobody. I don't disrespect nobody because I don't want nobody disrespecting me. And if I ever did disrespect somebody, it's because you probably disrespected me first. And I probably just didn't have the self-control at that time to not cuss your ass out. Let me just keep it like, let's just be real. Because on this podcast, we're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it real. So anyways, I walk away and I say nothing. And in my head, I'm just like, Lord, this ain't nothing but the devil. The devil wanted me to cuss out Tom. But you know what? I've been quiet for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's some people you might be, you might resonate with me and just be like, you know what? I'm always just being on mute or trying to be respectful. And even though people do me wrong, I don't never say something. But what people don't realize, yes, you are supposed to be quiet. But there's sometimes, and when it's ready, then God will tell you to child, speak. And that's why I'm mad. Because a lot of people tried to silence me. And guess what? I'm still talking. I'm still talking. And I'm going to continue to talk. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to tell my story. And ain't nobody's going to tell me about my story from what my perspective. You can have your perspective what you want to. But anyway, let's go back into the story. So in my head, I'm trying not to pop up because in my head, I'm like, you had the audacity. Let me tell you why I feel like Tom had the audacity, because Tom had the audacity to say, oh, I feel some type of way because I haven't reached out to Tom, but Tom never reached out to me personally to even check on me, my well-being, After I lost my brother. After I lost my brother, I never received a text message, a phone call, or nothing from Tom. But you got the audacity to be talking about so you and your feelings. Why are you even in my face talking to you? You need to thank God that I'm even still in your presence. Why? Because as an elder, you should be leading this family the right way. You should have shown up a certain type of way. But instead of you having a conversation, you thought it was okay to disrespect me in the middle of my granny's funeral? You wanted it to be so known that you feel some type of way. Fuck your feelings, Tom. I don't give a damn about your feelings. Cry me a goddamn river. Now, I will say, one time, Tom did call me, but the only reason that Tom called me because Tom was checking on my mother. So after we lost my brother, Tom did check on my mother. So because you did check on my mom, in my head, I'm like, at least you checking on my mama. Because if you check on my mama, cool, whatever. If you don't check up on me, I really don't give a fuck. Why? Because if it was meant for you to show up for me, you would have showed up for me. Period, point blank. The people that showed up for me, they know who they are, and I love y'all. Y'all got me forever, and I got you forever. That's how I look at it. But Tom was checking on my mom, and one time I was actually picking up my mom from work, and Tom was on the phone with my mom. And so then at that time is when Tom was like, oh, I'm going to call tomorrow and check up on you. And he did. Tom did call me that next day to check up on me, and that's the only time that Tom even called me. So the fact that you even think that it's okay for you to, what you wanted to get a rise out of me? You want to be in my feelings because you didn't show up for me the way I wanted you to, the way that you should have? No. We have to realize that when our friends, family, romantic partners, when they betray it, one, don't immediately react. Discernment is so vital, is so important. But you know what's something that silence is always louder. And the reality is that you got the right to decide who you want to be around and who you even want to be in your energy or be around you. You have the right to be selective on if you want to deal with this person or you don't. People also need to realize that it's nothing cute about betraying somebody, being rude, disrespectful, crossing people, sneaking behind with other people. Like, it's not cute. If you've been betrayed, sometimes you got to realize that it's not that you're the problem. You're not the problem. A lot of people try to make it seem like I'm the problem. And I know it's not me that's the problem. You have a problem with the fact that I set boundaries. You got a problem with the fact that I'm not taking no bullshit. You got a problem with the fact is that I call it like it is. You got a problem with the fact that if I say that this is what my boundaries, you're going to meet it or I'm going to exit stage left. You have a problem with the fact that you can't control me. You can't manipulate and I can't jump however high that you want me to. So I just hope that y'all take something back from this and learn to not be so hard on you. Sometimes we have to realize that it's not that you're the problem. Oftentimes, other people are the problems. But sometimes we do have to look at ourselves in the mirror and be honest with ourselves and realize this person betrayed me because I allowed them to. Because I didn't have that discernment enough to know that, you know what, this ain't really no real ass person. And if you with me, if you anything like me, you need the real ones around you. I need the real ones about me. I need the people that's around me that if I call you, can you pray for me? Like, do you really, really have a relationship with God? Like, can you pray over me? Can you really speak life into me? You know what I'm trying to say? But I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next episode of Sitting Pretty in Chaos. Bye.